Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Floor and Kyle Donahue Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Black Knights head coach, associate principal, athletic director, everything here and there, Dr. Kyle Donahue.
Yeah, man.
Good Coach, how we doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a while.
It's been a minute. Well, there's 4 games we've got to talk about.
Sure.
But between then, how's everything been?
Been good. Been rolling.
Been rolling.
Been a tough stretch. We'll talk about it, but it's been a tough stretch.
Been a little bit of a tough stretch. We'll get right into it, but we've got 4 games to talk about. We previewed 3 of them. Schedules didn't work out to where we didn't preview the Hampton game, but
Sure.
We're going to throw that one in there also. You started out with a big win over University High to get your confidence up, then walked into a tough environment to play at North Green in an in-county rivalry, played a razor-close game against the Lady Huskies, and then dropped 2 to Cloudland and Hampton, 2 teams from Carter County. So take me through the stretch that you've been on since the last time we've sat down and spoke.
Yeah, we've not been at home since November 23rd.
It seems like a lot of teams have been that way.
We've almost been a whole month, so it feels, kind of previewing our next game, it kind of feels like it's our first home game, but it's been a little stretch, and we've had to stretch ourselves and push through some adversity. I know our schedule or our record doesn't show it, but I think we're better than our record shows. There's been, like you said, some close games. So starting with University, it was good. It felt like a weird game. We were out of sync, and I think I talked to the Greenville Sun after the game. It's tough to be super mad about holding a team to 5 field goals the entire game. There were some things we needed to clean up, and I thought we got a lot better as the week went on. But that game, it's good to get everybody in. It's good to get playing time. Everybody works hard, and it's good to get them some varsity action. And then we went to North Green, like we've talked about over and over. Greene County, anytime you go to any place in Greene County, it's a tough place to play. North Green is no different. It was a very physical battle. I think we came away with some injuries. They came away with some injuries. But the thing I was proud of most is our toughness and how well we fought. As we go through the rest of the week from that game on, I thought we can clean up some things. All 3 of the games I thought were within reach, winnable games. We just lacked just a little bit in certain areas, but credit to North Green, they pulled out the win and played really well as well, and they shot really well. I think they shot pretty lights out in the first half from 3, and then Miller hurt us a little bit. So Cloudland, another tough place to play. It's all the way up Roan Mountain. I think it was snowing that night up there, but it was tough. Our kind of bugaboo right now is first and second quarter. I think we got behind at Cloudland. We were behind 24-8 at halftime, and that 8 we scored 2 in the second quarter. So you against good teams you can't let them get that much of an advantage. Obviously, we played really well in the second half, made some turnovers, got some buckets, and got ourselves in more of a flow offensively. But we can't dig a hole that big, especially in conference games. We've talked about that. That has to be something that we correct. But the same thing happened kind of at Hampton. The second quarter really got us again. I thought another winnable game. We just didn't close the first half like we did. We come out the second half. So we've got to, as coaches, I've got to do a better job of finding how we can motivate, how we can get prepared to play the first half like the second half. But I'm proud of our effort and our fight and our grit and toughness. We could easily lay down 24-8 at halftime. You could easily lay down, and in past years may have.
Instead, you have a 10-point turner in the second half.
Yeah, so it's encouraging to see, and like I told the girls, I'm optimistic about what we can be. Obviously, we have things to correct, but if you're looking and we put 4 quarters together, I think we can make some noise in our conference.
And, looking at this stretch, too, you look at teams like North Green, Cloudland, and Hampton. I know North Green made it to the state tournament last year. They've made it the past 5 years in a row. Hampton, I believe, made it last year. If not,
they didn't last year.
They made it to the Final Four the year before in 1A, and then you've got Cloudland, a team that is always up at the top of that conference and actually won that conference and region last year, made it to the state tournament. So you had a 3-game stretch right there where you were on the road going to play programs that have been to the state tournament either each of the last 2 or either or the last 2 years. So you look at that stretch, and I think you can confidently say, too, that when we're talking in January, February, talking in the thick of your conference schedule, those games are probably going to help you a lot.
Sure, yeah. Anytime you're playing experienced programs with coaches who know how to get back to the big dance, it's always a good thing. Whether you win or lose, it's a good thing coming forward to your conference slate. And playing them on the road, like you said, it's difficult. We tried to line this up to have a little difficulty at the front, so we can rise above some of the pressures. But I definitely think this whole stretch from the Hardys on has really helped prepare us for what's to come, and it's really set us up for something good if we can take advantage of what's hurting us. If we continue to do the same things, then obviously the same result will happen. So it's more than, we're right there. Mm-hmm. We've got to continue to keep growing as a unit, as a team, and work on our deficiencies every day.
And I think one thing you can look at that you can kind of be proud about, too, is even though it's 3 losses, you average them all together. You lost all 3 of those games by an average of just 7 points on the road against programs that are known to be at the state tournament when it comes to March. So,
and Hampton was a little bit closer. We had to foul at the end, and
I get that. So it was single digits up until the end of the end.
Yeah.
So tough part of your schedule right there. Push through it though. Luckily, it's Friday for the first time in 20 days.
Friday.
You'll be playing at home.
Yeah.
You've got Happy Valley tonight. You've got a big conference matchup. Second one of the year after falling behind 0-1 versus Hampton, looking to go 1-1 against the Lady Warriors tonight. Before we talk about it too much, though, as always,
Terry's Flooring.
Need to get a word in from our sponsors first, so we'll be right back in just a minute to preview that game and another home game next week on Tuesday here in just a minute on Grassroots Media.
Pizza Inn's new Right Way Buffet is open and ready for you and your family. Now with new garlic buttery crust and stuffed crust pizza, along with salads and desserts. It's the best part of your day. The all-day, everyday buffet. Only at Pizza Inn Greenville.
At Corner Pond, the friendly and knowledgeable staff has the experience necessary to help you out regardless the need. Have an item of value you'd like to pawn or sell? Corner Pond can help. They pawn numerous items of value, including firearms, tools, ammunition, silver, coins, and much more. When you walk through their doors, you'll find well-stocked shelves full of electronics, gaming systems, fishing and hunting equipment, car audio and accessories. And don't forget about the room full of guitars and basses and amplifiers, or their outside lawn and garden equipment. Corner Pond is a case knife dealer and carries numerous used knives as well. Stop by and let the friendly staff at Corner Pond help you today. At 432 East Bernard Avenue, Greenville, Tennessee.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Terry's Flooring Kyle Donahue Show, where we cover everything on the court with the Chuckey-Doak Lady Black Knights basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Black Knights head coach, associate principal, everything here and there. Dr. Kyle Donahue, Coach, you're finally back home.
Finally back home.
It's been 20 days.
Yeah.
I think since the Hancock County game that I was at, which feels like forever ago.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it feels like forever ago for you, too. You get Happy Valley here at home tonight. Another big conference game. Drop the first one to Hampton. Looking to correct that and go 1-1 into the end of this conference week. How do you get it done tonight?
Yeah, if you're wanting to win the conference, you've got to win the games at home.
Yeah.
And you can't dig yourself a hole and go 0-2 in conference. And then we talked about that yesterday with the girls. It's not a must-win, but we got to get back even. Got to do some winning. This conference is very close from top to bottom, so you got to take what you can get. And tonight, I think we can play really well at home in front of our home fans. We did a lot of shooting this week in practice, so hopefully we shoot a lot better than we have. But our main thing is we've got to take care of the ball, and we've got to make free throws. And when they give us a layup, we got to make layups. We've talked all year long the shots we're getting, we got to stick them in. That was one of our downfalls of a couple games, that we were just missing chippies or missing free throws or whatever. But if we can do that, I think we have a good shot. I don't know too much about Happy Valley or Cedarview, but we've this week turned kind of internally. Once we got done with Hampton, we turned internally, kind of worked on our deficiencies, some things that we need to work on. So I think it'll be a good game. Anytime you have a conference game in LA on a Friday night, it's going to be a raucous environment. Hopefully we get a lot of the people from Lower Afton coming out to support our girls, and they're working hard, and hopefully we come away with a dub tonight.
Hopefully come away with 2 the next time we sit down.
Sure. And then Cedarview coming on Tuesday to wrap up the pre-Christmas schedule. They're new to the schedule this year. Still have to look at them some. I know them and Happy Valley played over Thanksgiving to a pretty close game, so we'll do some scouting on them as well. But it's good to be home, and it's good to not have to get on a bus and not have to go to a Subway. The girls hate Subway for some reason.
I love Subway.
They tell them.
There's not many people left that like Subway.
Yeah, I'm more of a Jersey Mike's fan, but there's always a Subway on every corner.
That's true. I think there's more Subways in Greene County than any other fast food chain.
There probably is.
You would really it's between them and McDonald's, of course, but I think Subway has more.
You've got the one down at the Food Country, down by Boston.
You've got one on exit 23. You've actually got 2 in Baylorton on the same exit.
Oh, yeah, right there next to each other.
You've got the one in town across from Lowe's. You've got the one on Industrial Road. That's 6.
The old Miss Winters, yeah.
You've got one on the Asheville Highway.
7.
That's 7.
McDonald's is going to have a hard time beating that.
McDonald's, you've also got one Asheville Highway. You don't have one on exit 36.
Ooh.
You've got one exit 23.
Yeah.
You've got one Tusculum Boulevard. You've got one right here just a few minutes down from the school. There's one we're missing, I know.
There's one on Asheville Highway. Did you say that one?
Yeah, I think I said Asheville Highway, exit 23, Tusculum Boulevard here in town. There's got to be another.
This is the kind of pro content that people want. Let's give it up for Subway. Most Subway restaurants. Subway.
Got a lot of Wendy's too.
Got a lot.
Got a few Wendy's. Got a few. Not too many.
Not Subway style. Not Subway level Wendy's.
Subway. That's why I like Subway so much. Jersey Mike's might be better.
Yeah.
Might be healthier. Hey,
I'm a big
You'd
fan.
have to do a study, but
get a Subway.
When in doubt, there's a Subway within 10 miles.
You know what? There's only one of in Greene County.
Chick-fil-A.
There's only one, Terry's Flooring. Go see them for all your flooring needs, right? They can hook you up. That was great, wasn't it?
That was great.
There is one Chick-fil-A as well. There's actually two.
There's 2. Tusculum. Yeah.
So back to one. Go check them out. Terry's Flooring. Thanks for sponsoring the show.
Absolutely. Shout out
for
to
all
them.
your flooring needs. What is your favorite sit-down restaurant in Greene County?
Favorite here lately? It's been Aubrey's.
Okay.
I love Aubrey's. What about you?
Man, we've been going the Roadhouse.
The Roadhouse? Have you been?
We've been the Tejas Roadhouse.
I have not been yet.
Another
one underrated. Tennessee Jack's.
Okay.
Love it.
I've been there a couple times.
My favorite wings.
It's a little,
just a few minutes down the road.
A little bit of a trek for the east side people, but it is what it is.
Hey, another one. Old Oak.
Shout out to Coach Murphy, Old Oak Tap Room, best burgers in town. Hey,
they really are. I'm not even.
If you like wings, go there Monday night. $1 every wing you get. If you want 30 wings, that's only $30. Shout out Coach Murphy. Go check them out. Old Oak Tap Room.
You've been telling me to try their wings and to go on Mondays for 2 years now. I still haven't been yet, man. But I will say, every time I go, I still don't know if I can get away from a cheeseburger.
It is delicious.
Cheeseburger with those crispy golden tots.
Crispy golden tots.
They're good. Hey.
Tell the owner we said hello.
Yes. If you go in there, tell him hi. We got something else to talk about, too.
Okay.
We talked about college football last week. I think we tried to predict the conference champions.
And I did pretty good, I thought.
I think so, too.
I don't even know what I picked.
I don't either, but I don't think you picked any unordinary picks that...
Did I pick UNLV? I couldn't remember.
I can't remember. Did we do that one? I think we did.
I don't remember.
Anyway, we've got the first 12-team playoff bracket revealed.
Sure.
First thoughts on it?
Tennessee got jobbed. They should be playing at home. I don't know why Ohio State... I don't know. It it's an invitational. To me, I'm jaded from last year. It's an invitational. There's always going to be the next team out is going to be mad. So here's my thoughts. If I was made commissioner tomorrow, all right, you do 4-team pods throughout the entire country.
Pods.
Four team pods. So 4 teams in that whole pod. They play that pod and then they play another pod. So there's you 7 games. Then you make a bracket out of the entire country, and let's just have a basketball-style tournament. So you play 7 season games, and then you let it rip in a tournament. You may only get 7 games or 8 games.
Kind of like the World Cup in soccer in a way?
Kind of like the World Cup, yeah. I think that would eliminate some of the conference bias. Now that you're in the SEC, you don't care because you're part of you're in there.
I was gonna say
you're part of the cool crowd in high school now.
Well, I was gonna say for the Alabama fans that are mad, I would just tell you just win more games, but that's not the case when it comes to that.
What if this is wild coming from an ACC guy to you? I'm sure most people on here are SEC fans. What if the SEC is not as strong as everyone says, which is why they lose to each other? What if they're just mediocre teams and there's 1 or 2 great teams? Instead of saying everybody's great.
Food for thought.
Just throwing it out there. That's what I do.
Have you looked at the bracket and filled out one yet?
No.
Let's do it right now.
I've not even looked at it.
I've got you right here. All right. First game.
All right,
up at the top, you've got Texas hosting Clemson. Who you going with?
I think Clemson keeps it close. I think Texas wins by a field goal.
Okay, well, don't say that because seeing their kicker, it might not happen. Unless it's just a 3-point game at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say game-winning field goal.
I didn't say game-winning. It's going to be a 3-point game.
Do not trust Bird Auburn. Below that, you've got Ohio State hosting Tennessee.
That's probably going to be a raucous atmosphere.
I think that's probably the best in the first round
horseshoe.
games. Of course, it's the 2.
It's going to be freezing.
Yeah.
Tennessee's going to win that game.
You think so?
Yeah.
I've only had one person not pick Tennessee so far this week. That's
I wish
crazy.
I was bold enough to do that in Vol Country, but I think Tennessee's going to go up there and win it. I think they're going to be mad that they didn't get a home game. By the way, how awesome would it have been for Knoxville to host a playoff game? That would have been insane.
Good luck getting in.
Yeah, no kidding. It would have been insane.
Good luck getting in. You can actually go to the quarterfinal and the semifinal games at neutral locations cheaper.
Oh, my God.
I've already been looking at Peach Bowl tickets.
There you go.
Because if Texas
You better
wins,
slow down and slow your roll.
they go back to Atlanta and play Arizona
Tell
State.
them, folks, you better.
They are cheaper. They are almost twice as cheap as good seats at Ohio State.
Don't be looking ahead.
That is crazy.
Next one.
SMU traveling to Penn State.
Well, I was somewhat right on the Fighting James Franklins. They didn't lose by 100, but I was right on that game. SMU, Penn State. I think it's a toss-up game.
I think it's a lot closer than people think. I think I might be the only person that I think there's maybe 2 people that have picked SMU.
I'm going to choose Penn State just for them being at home, and it's supposed to be cold, I think.
Might be a whiteout game, too, since it's...
it will be. They've already announced it.
Have they? Smart. Home field advantage.
There you go.
Play that in.
What's next?
The Battle of the State of Indiana. Indiana traveling to South Bend to play Notre Dame.
What's Indiana ranked?
10th. Well, they're 10th in the bracket. I don't know what their actual ranking is. Either way, they're behind Notre Dame.
I'm going to follow my man, Travis Mervin. He's a big Irish fan. I'm going to say the Irish hesitantly. I think it's going to be very close.
I think Notre Dame is, as much as I don't like to say it, I think they're the dark horse in this tournament.
I don't know. They're.
I think they can get through. They're actually favored to beat Georgia if that game happens.
Who isn't?
That's crazy. Next, you've got Texas playing Arizona State in the Peach Bowl.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Dillingham has got the Arizona State Sun Devils playing the best football they've played in years.
Maybe ever.
Maybe ever. This run continues, and they upset the Texas Longhorns.
All right.
Down.
Under them, you've got Oregon hosting. I believe you picked. Or no, they wouldn't be hosting. It's neutral site. Oregon playing Tennessee.
Sorry, Vol fans. That's Oregon.
All right. Here's a big one. Penn State and Boise State. A lot of people wonder if Boise's for real. They got a 3rd seed. They play Penn State. A lot of people are saying Penn State has the easiest path.
They do have the easiest path, and that's what's ridiculous about it, because I'm picking Penn State. I don't think Boise State's as good as the prognosticators have said. And they have a long layoff, whereas Penn State's playing. Sometimes it's a little better to play.
Penn State.
Penn State.
A big one. Notre Dame and Georgia. We know Carson Beck's out. But as we saw in the SEC championship game.
Hey, I don't want to hear.
Have a concussion.
Let's talk. The 3rd string quarterback for Georgia somehow comes in and throws for less yards than Brock Glenn last year in their title game, and all of a sudden, all the SEC ESPN people, SEC ESPN, they can't stop raving about a 3rd string quarterback coming in and saving the season for a team that's on the verge of the playoffs. I don't want to hear that crap. I hate that junk. I'm picking Notre Dame and the Hunchback of Notre Dame to ring the bells of Notre Dame. Touchdown Jesus. Notre Dame upsets the Mighty Bulldogs.
I love it because you've got a wild bracket going on right now. I feel like I might know who the winner is.
Who cares?
But let's see.
Florida State's not in. I don't care. I have nothing to lose.
Arizona State and Oregon. Who advances to the championship?
Oregon.
And who advances to play them?
Here's a crazy stat. Dillingham worked with. I'm pretty sure he worked with Lanning at some point.
Pretty cool.
At Memphis with Mike Norvell. Go Noles. Oregon takes that one.
All right, who's meeting them? Notre Dame or Penn State?
I think this is Oregon's year. I really do.
But who do they beat?
Who do they beat? I don't think the Fighting James Franklins can keep the winning streak going. So I think Notre Dame goes. Travis Mervin's excited, but he gets to the finals. And I've got to give a shout out to my brother-in-law, Ben Pelton, his Oregon Ducks. He's quiet about them being awesome. They're great this year. Oregon Ducks, fight on. No, what's their...
Don't even know.
The Quack Attack is back, Jack, as the Oregon Ducks spend enough of Phil Knight's money on jerseys and shoes and players to win Ben Pelton's national title.
That's what I was going to go into. The last thing I was going to talk about. We can predict a champion, I guess, easier than we can anything else. Can you predict what alternates Oregon would wear? That is almost an unpredictable feat.
I would assume that they would be the home team. So I would say that they're probably going to go with some sort of green jersey. Maybe, what's been their helmet of choice lately?
I do not even know.
Green jersey, green helmet, white breeches. Book it.
Green, white.
Book it.
I like it. Oregon champions.
I would have fun over there.
At Oregon?
Yeah.
I think whoever coordinates those uniforms probably has the best job ever.
Yeah, that'd be a fun time.
But
let's stop changing Florida State, okay? We've got a traditional uniform. Top 5 in the nation.
What do you think of their logo? They've changed it a few years ago.
I like the logo.
You like the newer one?
Yeah. I don't like all the white. And we're going to have a Seminole Heritage jersey soon. I'm sure you've seen it's turquoise. All the other sports do it. They're going to...
Last question.
Okay.
This has been a topic of discussion for some reason lately.
Okay.
I don't know why. I saw they talked about it on Barstool. I saw there was a page on Twitter that I follow that talked about it. Most iconic college football helmet.
Man, listen.
I feel like I know what you're going to go with.
There is no more iconic football helmet than the gold with the spear and the tomahawks, especially when they're good and winning, and they've got tomahawks all over the helmet of Florida State. I mean, there is no other question, right?
I'm going to go with Michigan.
Oh, my gosh.
I think Michigan's got the most iconic.
Oh, that's a terrible helmet. You don't even know what that is.
You don't know what it is, but you know who it is.
Oh, my goodness. You know who Florida State is.
Ohio State's got another one.
Argument. Anyway, I think, yeah.
I think the person that I watched said it was USC. I highly disagree. If you see USC's helmet from behind,
if you see it from afar,
you don't know what it is.
You see it from afar, you have to look and squint and see what that is.
You might know from afar just because you know the gold on maroon will be USC, but
second period.
I don't quite know if you see it from behind, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Florida State, you probably know. How many other teams have gold helmets? Very few.
Them, Boston College. Boston College is FSU North. They want to be us.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame, yeah.
They've got another iconic one.
Yeah.
Alabama. They've got the numbers on the helmets. Is it boring? Yes. Is it iconic, though? Yes.
Anyway, Florida State is my answer.
Bill Belichick.
What's your answer?
I think Michigan.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Bill Belichick at North Carolina.
Well, that's
How crazy.
That's insane.
How crazy. I thought he'd go back to the NFL.
And he's got like a $1 million buyout, doesn't he? Have you seen that?
Pretty cheap.
Yeah. So
how crazy is that? They fire a 73-year-old Mac Brown
to hire somebody
to hire a 72-year-old Bill Belichick that says the only way that you can hire me is if when I step down, my son becomes head coach. And they said, you know what? Sure.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Anyway, we got somebody knocking at the door. We better wrap it up.
Everybody's always
Coach.
Trying to get in. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Terry Floyd and Kyle Donahue Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.
Go Black Knights.